Okay, so you want to own a bakery. You buy flour for cents, turn it into a $5 loaf, and think the difference is profit. Except it isn't. Before that bread reaches the shelf, you've paid for labor, rent, ovens, electricity, and everything you don't sell may lose its value by tomorrow. Welcome to the economics of owning a bakery. And before you can sell that first loaf, you have to build the bakery itself. A lease, renovations, commercial ovens, mixers, refrigeration, display cases, permits, and enough cash to survive the opening months can turn a simple neighborhood bakery into a surprisingly expensive business before the first customer even walks through the door. Once the doors open, the next question is revenue. And a bakery doesn't make money from bread alone. Pastries, cakes, coffee, sandwiches, catering, and wholesale orders can all generate sales, but each comes with a different combination of price, labor, ingredients, waste, and profit potential. Take the simplest product in the bakery, a loaf of bread. The ingredients may be inexpensive, but they're only the beginning. Someone has to mix the dough, shape it, wait for it to rise, bake it, cool it, package it, display it, and hope someone buys it before freshness starts working against you. And this creates one of the hardest problems in the bakery business. Deciding how much to make. Produce too little, and you sell out while customers are still willing to buy. Produce too much, and the shelves look full, but every unsold product can become wasted ingredients, wasted labor, and lost profit. And even if you forecast demand perfectly, your costs don't stand still. Flour, butter, eggs, sugar, chocolate, dairy, and packaging can all change in price. When ingredients become more expensive, the bakery has three choices: raise prices, accept a smaller margin, or somehow become more efficient. But ingredients aren't the only major cost. A bakery is also a labor business. Someone has to arrive before the customers, prepare the dough, operate the ovens, decorate the cakes, serve the counter, clean the kitchen, and do it all again tomorrow. And unlike flour, skilled people can't simply be stored on a shelf until you need them. And that creates another forecasting problem: scheduling. A bakery may need more people before sunrise to produce the food, more people during the morning rush to serve customers, and fewer people during slower hours. Schedule too few, and service breaks down. Schedule too many, and payroll keeps running while the bakery waits for customers. And then there are the costs that keep showing up whether the bakery is packed or completely empty. Rent, utilities, insurance, software, equipment payments, and maintenance don't disappear because Tuesday was slow. These fixed and semi-fixed costs create a monthly financial hurdle the bakery has to clear before the owner can think about profit. And this is why revenue alone can be misleading. Two bakeries can generate the same sales and produce completely different profits. The difference may come down to what they sell, how much labor each product requires, how much gets wasted, and how much customers buy in a single visit. Once the product mix is working, the next challenge is customer economics. A bakery doesn't just need people to walk through the door once, it needs enough customers, spending enough per visit, and ideally returning often enough to justify the location, staff, products, and effort required to win their business. And that is why location can make or break the business. A bakery needs the right customers nearby, enough visibility, convenient access, and traffic at the right times of day. But the locations with the strongest demand usually cost more, forcing the owner to decide whether the extra customers are worth the higher rent. And signing the lease is only the beginning. Before the first customer walks through the door, the owner may need to pay for deposits, renovations, ovens, mixers, refrigeration, display cases, permits, furniture, and opening inventory. The bakery can start burning cash long before it starts generating sales. And this is why startup capital can't end on opening day. A new bakery may need time to build awareness, develop repeat customers, and understand local demand. During that learning period, the business still has to pay wages, rent, suppliers, utilities, and unexpected costs, even if sales aren't yet strong enough to cover them. And here's another surprise: growth can create its own cash problem. More customers mean more sales, but they can also require more ingredients, more packaging, more labor, and sometimes more equipment. So a bakery can look busier than ever while the owner still feels surprisingly short on cash. And even when the bakery finally becomes profitable, that doesn't mean every dollar left belongs in the owner's pocket. The business may still need cash for taxes, debt payments, equipment replacement, emergencies, and future growth. A healthy bakery often has to keep part of its success inside the business. And once the first bakery succeeds, expansion can look irresistible. A second location promises more customers and more revenue, but it also duplicates rent, equipment, staffing, inventory, and management complexity. The owner is no longer running one bakery. He's trying to build a system that can work in two places at once. But a second storefront isn't the only way to grow. A bakery can also sell through wholesale accounts, catering, pre-orders, delivery, or large custom orders. These channels may increase volume without duplicating an entire retail location, but they can also bring lower prices, delivery costs, tighter deadlines, and new operational demands. And once the bakery sells through more channels, another question becomes critical. Which products are actually worth producing? A product can be popular and still contribute very little after ingredients, labor, waste, and production time are considered. In a bakery, the best-selling item isn't always the most valuable one. And this is why coffee can change the economics of a bakery. A customer who came for one pastry may leave with a drink as well, increasing the value of the same visit. But coffee also requires equipment, ingredients, cups, and service time. So the opportunity only works if the extra sales justify the extra complexity. Then there are custom cakes. The selling price can be much higher than an ordinary bakery purchase, but so can the labor, planning, and risk. A single cake may require hours of skilled work for one customer, and if something goes wrong before the event, there may be almost no time to fix it. At the opposite end of the business are wholesale contracts. Instead of selling one product at a time, the bakery may supply hundreds of loaves and pastries to cafes, restaurants, or shops. The price per item is usually lower, but predictable volume can improve production efficiency. If delivery costs, tight deadlines, and customer concentration don't erase the advantage. Then there are delivery platforms. They can place the bakery in front of customers who may never walk past the storefront, but every order can bring commissions, extra packaging, preparation pressure, refunds, and less control over the final experience. A sale can look profitable on the app and much thinner after the full fulfillment cost is counted. And then seasonality changes everything. Holidays, weddings, school events, and special occasions can create enormous bursts of demand. But those bursts are temporary. The bakery must buy ingredients, schedule workers, and increase production before knowing exactly how much demand will actually appear. Produce too little, and sales are lost. Produce too much, and the celebration ends with unsold inventory. And seasonality only magnifies a problem bakeries face every day: waste. An unsold croissant isn't just leftover food. It contains ingredients that were purchased, labor that was paid, oven energy that was used, and shelf space that could have held something customers actually wanted. Waste doesn't only reduce revenue, it destroys costs the bakery has already committed. But even perfect forecasting can't protect a bakery from equipment failure. If the oven, mixer, refrigerator, or freezer breaks, the bakery can face repair costs, wasted ingredients, delayed orders, and lost sales at the same time. The machine stops, but rent, wages, deadlines, and many of the bakery's other costs keep running. And even when every machine works perfectly, the bakery still has to compete. Customers can buy bread from supermarkets, pastries from cafes, cakes from home bakers, or similar products from other bakeries. That competition can limit how much the owner can raise prices, even while ingredients, wages, rent, and energy keep getting more expensive. When costs rise faster than prices, the bakery's margin gets squeezed. And this leads to the number most people misunderstand: the owner's income. A bakery can generate impressive revenue without making its owner rich, because sales must first pay employees, suppliers, rent, utilities, repairs, waste, taxes, and debt. Only part of what remains can safely become personal income. And sometimes, the owner earns less than people working inside the bakery. So, should you own a bakery? That depends on what you actually want. If you only love baking, ownership may bury that passion beneath payroll, forecasting, repairs, customer complaints, and cash flow pressure. But if you also enjoy building systems, leading people, managing risk, and serving a community, the business can offer something greater than a paycheck. The question isn't whether you love bread, it's whether you want to run the business behind it. So, the economics of owning a bakery come down to a simple contradiction. The product may be ordinary: a loaf of bread, a croissant, or a cup of coffee, but the business behind it is anything but simple. Every sale must help pay for ingredients, labor, rent, equipment, waste, risk, and tomorrow's operation. The baker makes the product, The business has to make the numbers work. And when it does, the bakery sells something even more valuable than bread: freshness, consistency, and the trust that brings customers back.